Today on Game & Watch It, tons of fucking Pokemon. Pardon me. Hello and welcome to another episode of Game & Watch It.
Hello.
I'm Rusty, a bolt of brilliance.
I'm Poli. Sorry.
And wooed. And how are you?
I'm Arzee, a bolt of brilliance.
For people who don't know what we're referring to, it's the equivalent of Ace Attorney's objection for Detective Pikachu. And
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Oh, also that guy. You.
Oh, yes. Hi.
And also, for those who don't know, I lent Arzee my Detective Pikachu game, and he's playing it. And how are you enjoying it?
I guess this is how we're going to do what you're playing without actually saying what you're playing. That's fine.
Smooth transition.
That is the smoothest, least abrupt transition I've ever encountered.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu. Fuck, is that game ever easy? Like, it's just kind of... It's so slow. Like, there's so many times I just want to skip through the dialogue and read through it, but it's like there's these long pauses, and I get it. It's not a super hard, challenging puzzle game. I've been enjoying the environment, like you mentioned before, like
the best part.
The world that they build in terms of like the Pokemon interacting with everything and how they interact with each other. That part is really cool. But so far, like, I'm generally 3 steps ahead of where the game is.
Yeah.
And the only time I've ever struggled in the game is when I forgot there's the mechanic where you have to tap on Pikachu to make him investigate things.
It's very interesting how they don't point that out.
Well, it's because they pointed out in the first chapter, but then you don't use it for the next 2 chapters. And then when it comes back, when you're on the island, you're expected to remember to use it again. And here I am, like, not to spoil something, but I'm trying to investigate something, which I know is the clue, is the next step, but there's no prompt coming up. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, I don't have to, it's not I'm supposed to press A or Y or whatever. I'm supposed to press the Pikachu button, and then he gives me the clue, which I already fucking knew was there.
Yeah, and it's fun when you press those Pikachu buttons because he always gives you like these weird animations. And this game, do you guys remember the reveal of this game? It was Pikachu doing like facial recognition, of like him doing like these weird faces and stuff.
Yeah.
So this game is basically based around that technology of giving Pikachu facial animations.
Yeah. And I do like those Pikachu moments. There are some actually legitimately funny little Pikachu isms.
And he loves coffee. And sometimes if you press his button, he'll be like, did you know if you use high quality water and coffee, it'll taste even better? So he gives you like these fun tips on making coffees. Yeah. He's very, I really enjoy him as a character.
But yeah, I'm almost
great.
certain I know how the game ends. And I called it out like super early.
Okay.
Like in terms of the main mystery of how Pikachu became Pikachu.
Well, we don't. Did you finish the game?
No.
Okay, well,
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think we might be missing a chapter at the end of it.
Oh, really?
I think so because it was based on like an episodic game. So I have a feeling by the time the Detective Pikachu movie comes out, we're gonna get like a sequel.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a I don't know. We'll see. But overall, give it a grade.
Well, I'm not far enough in it to give a proper grade. I'm hoping it maybe gets a little bit more difficult towards the end.
It gets a little darker and like more intense. That little kid Tim, like one point, like grabs the guy, pushes him up against the wall. And
Well, isn't Tim supposed to be like 20 or something?
I think he can drive and stuff. He always drives his dad's convertible.
Yeah. And also, I mean, okay, back to your point, Rusty. It doesn't, like, it surprised me for a second until I realized it's from Japan, because they're like shonen animes, which are for like kids and teens, have like people being decapitated by machetes and shit.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's not that bad, but it's
you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So even in the kiddie side of stuff, like somebody getting roughed up a little bit, it's like, it's fine.
Oh, and it's really creepy when Pikachu hits on human females. He does that a lot.
Yeah, he does.
So why didn't they go with Danny DeVito for this? That seems like right in his wheelhouse.
Well, no, that's just
like
that's fan shit. That's just fans wanting it so
that's
bad.
just fan demand.
Would you?
I know, but you know what I'm saying.
Arzee, would you agree with me that the voice acting of Pikachu is really well done?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I like whoever the voice acting was. I guess it's not Danny DeVito, but I think it's like
Or Ryan Reynolds.
Or Ryan Reynolds. Who is now the official Detective Pikachu. Yeah, I don't know. So far, I'm enjoying it, but just fuck, it's so slow paced that I end up like wanting to play something else while I'm playing that game.
Yeah.
So this one brings me to my other what you playing when I went on a horrible experiment into mobile gaming, where at a point where I was like, I just want a different puzzle game. And so I started going on my phone, just like, I wonder what's on mobile, and looking at puzzle games. And then searching enough, I end up finding Puzzles and Dragons, which I remember seeing previously as a 3DS release, and I can't remember why I decided not to get that game. But now I know why I decided not to get that game. So I downloaded and started playing it, which is basically a Bejeweled clone, except with RPG and monster trading elements. And then, you grind for certain cards, which you use to upgrade your other cards, and then are then able to do harder dungeons to get better cards and go on forward. So I tried this in the morning. And just to see, maybe I'll play it for 15 minutes. Somewhere along the lines of 14 hours later, I decided to put the game down.
Jesus.
And it just so happened that coincidentally, that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine was on the TV that was about gambling addiction. And then I just kind of realized and had the moment where I sort of put the phone away and deleted the app and never looked back afterwards. Because fuck, that game, it doesn't go anywhere. There's no story. It just exists to play forever. And I think it's the same way that I just sort of saw the thing behind Monster Hunter. It's just kind of like you're playing the game so you can get incremental randomized rewards to get slightly better at playing the game, to play higher levels and just continue playing the game.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it just I lost that day, and it was definitely worth the experience because seeing all those little bars go up and having all those little tiny little objectives you're constantly unlocking, it does fuck with the human psychology. It makes you just want to play more to keep getting that hit and get those small incremental bits of progress.
Oh yeah, I have two little things to add to this. First off, it's funny that you ran into the Brooklyn Nine-Nine thing, but it would have been even funnier if you ran into the episode where they tackled Quasi Cupcakes.
Oh, yes, that was
which was the real Bejeweled knockoff.
Well, that's supposed to be Candy Crush.
Yeah, Candy Crush.
Exactly. So there was that. But on top of that, I know exactly where you're coming from with this whole mobile game crap. I got really into Tap Titans 2 for it was bad. It was for weeks on end.
Yeah.
To the point where I caught myself trying to find builds for the team that were online. Like somebody would look up for Diablo 3 or something like that. Yeah. And I was maybe on that site for 10 minutes until I realized this is a free mobile game. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Close it off, uninstalled the app, and I was done with it.
Does it make it better if it's a $60 Pokemon game and you spend more time with that?
Yeah, but see, at least with that, there's a story. There's places to travel to. Tap Titans is literally just you have a guy sitting and you just tap and you attack, and then the enemies, are defeated and new ones come in.
Yeah, I hear you.
And it's consistent. And then certain people get added to your party, and that's all fine and dandy. But it's the same thing over and over and over again with recycling backgrounds, because I'm pretty sure they only made 10.
Yeah.
And they have over 80 million levels to run through.
Yeah.
It's a time sink for the sake of being a time sink.
Yeah, I don't have much experience. I don't have much experience with non-Nintendo mobile games. But every time I play Pokemon Go and stuff, I have all these Pokemon, and we're going to talk about Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, but now I can actually use those Pokemon in that game, and I'm assuming the same goes with Animal Crossing. I put a lot of time into that game, and I'm hoping that one day all that time will pay off with an actual real game on Switch or something.
It just wanted a game that I could put on my phone and play on the fucking subway.
Yeah.
And then when I don't feel like cramming a Switch or a 3DS in my back pocket during the summer when pocket space is at a premium.
Yeah.
And then I ended up just wasting an entire day. I had not moved off of the couch.
Oh, yeah.
When I got up afterwards and took a shower, I had cramps all over my back from being in that same position. I was starting to get burn on the inside of my thumb from just doing the same fucking swipe motions over and over again.
Fucking bed sores.
Yes.
Do you remember back in the day when we used to play Pokemon Red and Blue so much that when we went to bed and it was completely silent, we could it was ingrained into our memory.
I still get that. There's a word for that phenomenon. When I play Tetris Attack or something, I would start fantasizing about beautiful combos that I'd be pulling off. There's a word for that phenomenon. I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't remember the name.
But hearing it, it's you could hear it it's right there, but it's actually not.
Or how about how when we were all playing the first Mario Party, we all ended up burning holes into the center of our heads?
No, of course, yeah, that was Mario Party Stigmata.
Yeah, the Mario Party 1 Stigmata.
Nintendo actually released a glove for that. I think eventually they released it in Nintendo Power or I don't know how, but
Well, that game also just destroyed everybody's controllers by doing that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Those thumbsticks didn't stand a chance.
Nope.
yeah. Do you think the N64 Classic Edition will come with a Stigmata glove? That's if it comes out, but
I think Game Boy is probably going to come first. But
we'll
when it
see
does
because
come-
the N64 just got a trademark recently around the same time the SNES.
Oh, really?
did.
Really?
And Game
Okay, I
Boy
didn't hear
was a
that
little
rumor.
later, but we'll see. Who knows? I think it'd be
Yeah.
really hard to market for ginormous N64 controllers.
No, that's fair.
But yeah, what are you playing?
I got two little things to touch on. So I got a little farther into the Sword of Ditto. Had no idea during our last episode that it was a roguelike, but it's a roguelike.
And can you explain to our
Did you find
viewers
out that
and
because you
listeners-
died and you lost everything?
Yes. Well, this is the thing. You don't lose everything. So yeah, Arzee's right. When you die in a roguelike, it's done. It's like Enter the Gungeon or Rogue Legacy or any one of those types of games.
FTL.
Yeah, exactly. Where if you die, it's over. You start the run from essentially the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, with this game, I think it's a kind of roguelike.
So it's like roguelite?
Yeah, in a sense, where I think certain things you've done in past runs have lasting effects on the world.
Yeah, like a true, I suppose a true roguelike, it's like you're always starting from scratch. But
Yes.
in games like The Gungeon, there's stuff you unlock progressively. So the more you play, there's still something to it, I guess. Like there's still a progression.
Exactly. So as far as I know, I think some of the dungeons that you've defeated, you don't have to go back and defeat them again. Just for the sake of like, it's Zelda. I know it's procedurally generated, but at the same time, it's the same bosses, and I know it can get pretty boring. So I know there's certain ways around it. And on top of that, when you collect, it's a certain currency in the game. I can't remember what it's called. But with that, you can use it at the end of your run to transfer items that you found to the next hero in the line.
Nice.
So you can take those with you, and it makes it a little bit easier to progress as time goes on. So I'm liking it a lot. Liking it a little bit less because it's a roguelike, because I was expecting more of just a typical Zelda adventure. But still a great game. I'd suggest going for it for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. And the second one, I wasn't even going to bring this up until Arzee brought up mobile gaming, but I'm playing Alto's Adventure, which is a snowboarding runner type game.
Okay.
Incredibly simplistic, but really fun. Just like when you're talking about like a time sink, like Tap Titans or what is it, Puzzles and Dragons or whatever.
Yeah.
Like those are terrible. This, you can sit down, you can play for 10 minutes and still have it seem okay. And it's a fun game to play.
Is it better than Snowboard Kids?
No.
I love that game.
I know, so did I. I completely forgot about
So
that.
good.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
a good
1080.
game.
Sorry. Go
No,
on.
no, you're right though. Snowboard Kids was awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd say if you have an Android or iPhone, go for Alto's Adventure. Alto's Odyssey, the sequel, is out on iOS, but I can't play it yet because I have an Android, so I'm waiting for it to come out. But yeah, give it a shot. Teehee.
So I'm playing
Nobody asked.
Mario
So
Tennis.
Pokemon, let's go.
No, actually, Nintendo just released a demo, a 3-day live demo online tournament for Mario Tennis Aces.
Oh, nice.
Any interest here?
Yeah, actually, for sure.
Yeah,
I
we
think
could-
more of like a party game atmosphere for me for it, but yeah,
Well,
definitely.
it's got a story mode.
Okay.
Story mode. Unfortunately, we can't play it in the demo, but
Gotcha.
from what I've played, it seems pretty regular. It's Mario Tennis. You got your lobs, your slices, your flats. It's good.
It's
I
Mario
guess.
Tennis,
Yeah,
but
it's
like-
Mario
Yeah.
Tennis.
But like, why fix what isn't broken? Like Mario Tennis has been good from the beginning, so you know what I mean. Maybe adding too much to it would hinder the experience.
Yeah, I think in this game they got like simple mode where it's just back and forth with your basic shots.
Okay.
And then there's like the more advanced modes where there's power shots and dodges and stuff. And,
Okay.
But yeah, and stuff like that. But I'm actually really
Nice.
interested in the story mode, and that's probably the main reason why I'll pick it up when it comes out.
Gotcha.
But I didn't play much of it, so I really can't talk about it that much. But
Okay, out of, I can't remember what if you're. Do you do out of 10? Was yours a percentage?
I think it was a.
Okay, so Rusty almost threw up. That would be enough.
I'll give that game half a sneeze.
4 gags out of 5.
Oh god.
But yeah, we had lots of news coming out this week. But
Yes.
before we get into that, we're gonna get into the E3 because it's coming out next week, I think, or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then so our next episode, we'll be able to like dive in with all the game announcements and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
But before that, let's get into some predictions.
Yeah, I do have one, and it's weird. So I was
I hope you have.
thinking,
I think we need some more because we're gonna
well, okay, I don't know. I will figure it
make
out.
it up, Paulie.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Do it live.
I was just gonna say, with all the leaks that have been happening, or not necessarily leaks, but pre-E3 announcements,
Yeah.
it kind of limited what I was gonna go for. I was expecting a new Fallout. We kind of got that with Fallout 76.
Yeah, I saw an image of that of the guy's back. Is that like a battle royale mode or something?
No, thank God, but it is going to be a quote-unquote online survival game.
Okay.
So I'm expecting kind of along the lines of what Elder Scrolls Online has done for Elder Scrolls.
Oh, this is Bethesda.
This is Bethesda. Well, I mean, it's Fallout, so it's Bethesda.
I don't
Well, if
know
you're
that.
saying a survival multiplayer, it's probably going to be something akin to like a battle royale game.
I don't know, because I think there's going to be long-lasting effects to the world. I think it's going to be more open world.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be survival in the sense of like creating guilds and all that kind of stuff. I may be wrong. If Bethesda goes after the battle royale, fad,
That's what the hot ticket is right now.
it is. But it's just why? Why would you put Fallout of all franchises on that? Like, people have been sitting there waiting for the New Vegas equivalent to 4.
Yeah.
And then they announced 76, and it's just if that's the case.
There's more people playing battle royale than Fallout 4, most likely.
Yeah. The internet's got money. Get some of that.
You get some of that internet money out California way.
California way. Anyway, so getting to my actual prediction, I want to hit the Sony side more specifically than anywhere else, and I know this is
Yeah,
gonna
please
sound,
no, we need it because I got mostly Nintendo stuff.
That's all good. If you guys have played Uncharted 4, and if you haven't, there's maybe a bit of a spoiler in a sense, but at the end of the game, there's a sequence when Drake finally gets back to his like beachside house with oh my god, what's her
Elaine.
name? Thank you. And they have a daughter. And they've
Oh,
said
wow.
that like this is essentially that was the end of the Drake saga.
Oh, this is gonna be another
Or Nathan
adult
Drake's
child
saga.
game. Uncharted 5.
Uncharted 5, I have a feeling that it's going to be announced at this E3, and the main character is going to be Nathan Drake's daughter.
No, it's gonna be Nathan Drake as like a 6-year-old man with the child like
See,
a 13-year-old girl.
I was going to say
It cannot be a Sony exclusive without that. That is a must.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Nathan Drake is going to be, but this is the thing. You're going to play as the girl. You're not going to play as Nathan Drake.
Oh, a
Nathan
twist.
Drake is going to be the Sullivan.
What a twist!
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. I
So
see.
he's going to be the older character that will like, the NPC that's going to help you in like a co-op sense.
Okay, I see.
But you're going to be playing as his daughter, and that's going to be the introduction to the next saga in the Uncharted.
I want to see like the new like Smash Brothers games for Sony. It's just going to be like Marvel Tag Team. It's going to be adult and child. It's going to be like a roster of
which child do you want to have your power-ups? And which adult do you want to be your character?
Nathan Drake and Boy, or like fucking, we'll even get Leon and Ashley from RE4
Yeah. That'd be a
as
good
like
one.
the originals. Well, yeah, Sony's getting a really big roster with those characters.
Oh, I can't wait for like them to re-release like Jack and Daxter, reboot it, and like for some reason Jack or Daxter has like a kid. They're going to be the main character. Now.
Oh, they both have children. It's going to be like Jack and Daxter, the next generation.
Or like Partners in Time.
Oh yeah, no, this is the new Sony thing.
Yeah.
They'll be
It
like
is what it is.
young Trunks and adult Trunks.
What the new new Dragon Ball Z RPG?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be funny. But anyways,
It's
I
like
was
Trunks
thinking
and
about
Chunks
that.
linked to the past future.
Oh my god,
I'm going to get into a Microsoft prediction. Nothing specific here, but
weird.
Microsoft, I don't know, ever since like they just announced that handicap controller for like disability people and anybody could play it. Like
Disabled people, I think, is what you wanted to say.
whatever.
Disability people.
Yeah, that sounds a little weird.
Sorry, my bad. I'm a little hungover. So, but yeah, they've been doing a lot of good things. They had Minecraft crossplay with Nintendo. They had a lot of backwards compatibility. You could like put in an Xbox One game into your 360 and
You mean
play it.
original Xbox?
Oh, I don't even know
Yeah,
the
no,
history of
the
Xbox.
Xbox. No, it's the confusing naming of this sequence of consoles. I get it.
Yeah, they brought Rare back. They're doing Rare's doing good things with Sea of Thieves and stuff. So for the past couple E3s, I've been watching Microsoft. Even last year, they had the HoloLens. Nothing really came out of that, but it was just good vibes from their press conferences.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Microsoft has to bring, and I'm predicting it's going to be something good.
So that was like a non-prediction then.
No, it was just more of like a prediction of positivity.
So let's put this on paper because we're going to go back and test the rest of this. Microsoft, good things.
Yo, I'm a bartender. I do great things. No, but my prediction is like we're gonna get more good out of Microsoft than bad.
Yeah,
it's a very general, but it's that's my prediction. Okay.
All jokes aside, I do agree. I think they're on the PS3 upswing of this generation. So they might not come back and win it. I don't think they will, but they're going to get a lot closer than probably a lot of people think.
Yeah.
With everything that's coming right now, they're putting Rare to good use, which is great. Minecraft has been a huge success for them.
Yep.
They jumped on board with PUBG recently.
Yep.
I have a feeling a lot of good exclusives are going to be coming for them. Backwards compatibility was great.
They're playing nice with Nintendo and trying to play nice with Sony, and Sony's not reciprocating.
Yep.
But
Sony dropped off on their free games for PlayStation Plus, where Xbox, as far as I've heard, has been killing it with Xbox Live Gold free games.
Yeah.
So everything they've been doing is mirroring what the PS3 or what Sony did with the PS3 to bring it back to win the console war of that generation.
yeah, they have no chance, but they're doing their own thing, and I like it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, for Microsoft, the thing is they don't have any exclusive franchises really left. Like it's not like Sony or Nintendo that has this back catalog of franchises that have been underused for so many years that they bust a couple of those out and everybody freaks the fuck out. Like my prediction is that Microsoft's probably going to release another Halo game or a Halo spin-off game, which the amount of people caring about continues to decline.
Of course, because what is it, 343 Studios?
Yeah. Well, what else are they going to fucking do with their time?
Of course, they're the new Bungie, and all they're going to do is Halo, and
they're
it's all
not even
terrible.
they're not even the new Bungie. They were the company created to make Halo games.
Well, that's what it
so
is.
They must be doing that. I agree that Microsoft's been doing a lot to gain more goodwill over time, but they need more than that if they really want to ever bring home a medal coming from E3. Is they got to start digging up some new franchises or either get some exclusives of like well-known ones or something, because the problem is that they have not differentiated themselves enough from Sony as of yet.
Yeah.
I would argue, and I think a lot of people would agree, where they're competing for a lot of the same space, and Sony just keeps banging out these new exclusives, and which Microsoft has had Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, and then like in the most recent memory, yeah.
Like they're really not making that
much it.
impression. And even if they're digging on PUBG, like PUBG seems to be on its way out as Fortnite's on a meteoric rise.
Oh, yeah,
or at least
for
like
sure.
at its peak.
Does Xbox have Fortnite?
I think all consoles will have Fortnite once it's on the Switch, hypothetically, but we'll get to that.
We will.
So yeah, for Microsoft, I expect another Halo launch, but then other than that, I really hope they surprise us with some new franchise.
Or not even a new franchise. Like, let's dip in that rare treasure trove of games from their past. Let's see a new Battletoads
What about
game.
like Beyond Good and Evil? Was that supposed to be a Microsoft exclusive?
No,
or
that's
multi-platform.
I think that's going to be across the board. I think they were even talking about getting it on the Switch, but them worried about the graphical capabilities within.
I think they might get that game to be like a Microsoft first to launch kind of deal, because that's what the original was, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that was PlayStation original.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought it was Xbox first.
Yeah, no, Ubisoft they're gonna get that thing on everything.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft. I mean, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, they are a multi-platform company. Even when they tried to make an exclusive in Rayman Legends, that ended up coming to all consoles anyways.
That's what I mean by like an early release
Well, of
thing.
course,
Because
but
Microsoft does have that history with Ubisoft. When you think of the early Xbox 360 games like Assassin's Creed and so on, like they were, if I'm not getting my facts incorrect, those were Microsoft first, and then they got ported later.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but Nintendo's got a great relationship with Ubisoft right now with Mario and Rabbids and stuff like that.
But Nintendo's getting exclusives. Why can't Microsoft?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, but like
Nintendo's getting exclusives because they're allowing them to use their intellectual property in the game. It's a different issue altogether.
Beyond Good and Evil is Ubisoft's like bread and butter. It's one of their biggest franchises. It would be unless
One of the biggest franchises. They have one fucking game.
Well, okay, it's one of the most sought after franchises by fans right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Rusty on that. Like it's everybody's been waiting for this game forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious to see what it looks like after a year.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as
we didn't get any gameplay last year. We got like a
cinematic trailer. Yeah,
which I hate.
I think it's supposed to be a prequel to the original. I think is what they mentioned.
Yeah, who knows?
That's the thing. We know nothing about this game except for what we've heard, which was barely anything, and that pretty but kind of shitty for information trailer.
Yeah.
And I'm sure and on for Sony, I'm expecting we'll get some new jumbled insanity from the genius Hideo Kojima, the unassailable greatest genius of all video game time.
We are going to get no new information on the game, but we are going to get another like 33-minute long epic trailer
featuring
about
Norman
nothing,
Reedus,
of course, who's going to be in 115% of it.
Yeah. Apparently, the trailers of that game is actually gameplay. Is what I've been hearing around the table.
See, gameplay or not, I don't think it's gameplay. I think it might be in-engine, which is what like God of War did. So
No, I know the difference between
all in
like
engine.
Kingdom Hearts, for example, like real-time cutscenes. Those are common.
Yeah.
They're so fun if you could do costume changes with real-time cutscenes, because then like you could be like Leon with like a disco mask, like Resident Evil. The rest of it. Yeah, real-time cutscenes are the best.
Yeah.
But no, apparently that was actually gameplay or something.
No, it couldn't have been. They were way too cinematic for it to be gameplay. That means the game's going to be a series of QuickTime events.
That's what I'm predicting. Is that it's literally just going to be a movie, but released only for PlayStation, and which you have to press A intermittently to continue playing, and then read paragraphs of nonsensical dialogue.
It's like Netflix. Are you still watching? Continue.
No. See, I have a feeling if that's going to be the case,
Press A to appreciate genius.
they're going to go full scumbag on it and charge an extra $15 to get rid of the QuickTime events just so you can watch the movie.
Oh yeah.
I do have one more prediction.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Mind you, kind of small, but it is what it is. I'm expecting expansions for both, for Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah, I got that in one of my predictions. I think we're gonna see Delfino Island for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what I would agree.
100%.
Yeah, that would be great. Actually, imagine if you can get the flood, like specifically in that level.
Well, I feel like they use the flood through like the octopus power and.
I think we might see the flood as like an NPC or something, or like an extra thing that you could attach with and deattach.
Maybe
to.
everybody
That's
has
possible.
a flood. Like all the pinata people have floods. You're like, oh, look what we have now. Like,
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. I'd be all over that.
yeah, I think we might get like 3 kingdoms. I think we'll get Delfino. Any other ideas?
For Harkens Back, I don't know. Like
I'm thinking maybe a Luigi's Mansion, possibly.
Maybe like a Yoshi themed stage.
potentially.
Yeah, I'd be down. Like, oh,
Maybe
Yoshi's
Yarn?
Island? Or?
Yeah.
No, I'm even thinking Yarn. That would be a nice little you know what I mean? Extra stage to have like a Yarn world,
Yeah,
much like
if you did,
Yoshi's
like-
Woolly
Or
World.
maybe like a Paper Mario world.
That would be cool too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you think of like the Luncheon Kingdom, that's like a low poly art direction. So yeah, I can see them going crazy with some different takes on the art direction and stuff.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, cool. Speaking of Odyssey, there's one character in that game, and he's in every game. He's that little Shiba dog. You know the dog
Yeah, of
in
course,
every
yeah.
stage? And if you look at that dog, he looks very similar to Nintendogs.
Yes.
It's like they literally ripped them out. So one of my predictions is I think we're going to see a new Nintendogs for the Nintendo Switch based off of him making a cameo in the latest Odyssey.
Huh.
Also, I think we're going to
Okay.
see somewhere between 5 and 7 more Fire Emblem games.
All coming out in 2019.
All coming out of 2019.
Well, they already announced Fire Emblem for the Switch.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
true. That was
I think
announced
we're
for a while.
definitely going to see gameplay of this new Fire Emblem game that they announced 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be a lot of the same because...
I wonder if
you know,
it'll be
Fire Emblem.
turn-based.
Oh, yeah, no, that's yeah.
We're definitely going to get a Wii U port of the game, and my prediction is Super Mario 3D World, just based on Captain Toad. If you guys have played Captain Toad, a little spoiler here, so if you want to like pause it or something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the game, it kind of reveals that it's the prequel to Super Mario 3D World.
Okay,
okay.
nice.
So like at the end of that game, it prompts like, oh, let's go on like a Super Mario 3D adventure now. And
See, I don't know if I agree with that move, though. Like, I would love to actually play that game because I never have.
Captain Toad? Oh no,
Both.
3D World. Okay, yeah.
Both of them, realistically. But I think it would be a better thing for them to have Galaxy come back.
I think the use of Joy-Cons and having that multiplayer aspect of 3D World is much better.
Maybe.
And
it could be.
And besides, Galaxy sold gangbusters, but 3D World was limited to the success of the Wii U.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Galaxy to me, or not to me, because obviously I haven't played 3D World, but as far as I've heard, was a much better game. And I've already seen it up-res to 1080p or even 4K.
Yeah.
And it is gorgeous.
Yeah, but they'd have to do a lot of reworking with textures and stuff. It
Not
wouldn't be.
necessarily,
It
I'm
wouldn't
telling
be
you.
as easy.
I agree with Rusty. I
as-
think it's more likely
as
that we would
3D
see
World.
3D World ported than we would see Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm not saying what's more likely. I'm saying what's smarter. At least in my eyes.
I think
Why-
it's
why
smarter.
bother
I
going
think just
after-
based on like the ease of use of like the multiple Joy-Cons, that reason alone is why I think 3D World would be best.
Okay. Well,
But yeah,
it's a personal opinion.
Yeah, I
get
agree.
it, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like Galaxy over 3D World, hands down.
A lot of people do. I would
course.
argue like 90% of people probably that have played both.
Yeah, of course. It's a much better game. But
But yeah, let's talk about for other predictions. So there's the big rumor of Fortnite coming out for Switch.
Yeah.
So that'll
Of course,
probably
but, like-
come out at E3 and Paladins as well.
Paladins and Black something.
Yeah. What was it called? It was called like Black Swans or something. Like
yeah, something Swan Black or something. I don't know. But it's an arcade game.
yeah.
Okay.
It's 5 versus 5. So there's two cabinets and 5 people on one side and 5 people on the other side.
Okay.
And it's like a one-screen game with little platforms, kind of like Smash Brothers, it's like an 8-bit Smash Brothers, but like think of like Quidditch from Harry Potter, like the rules, like there's all
Don't
these
matter.
different rules, and
Okay.
it's kind of like complicated, but it's fantastic.
So it's a sports game of sorts in the sense of more Rocket League instead of like a sports simulation.
But think balloon fight, like think of like
no, I'm just saying
that
for like
one
something
screen.
that's more fantasy oriented, something that's like really like built to be a good game and not just like a simulation of soccer.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is like built from the ground up. The graphics are horrible, but from the logo that just recently leaked, I have a feeling it's going to be like revamped and they got like good graphic designers to like design it and stuff. But
Actually, I'd be down for that. I love those kinds of games.
apparently it's fantastic.
Perfect.
It's
Any
funny,
other big
I looked up a YouTube video about that game, and as soon as I started watching it, the guy's like, so this is a YouTube video about this, and I don't know how you heard about it. Maybe it's in one of your local arcade cabinets, but if you go look it up, it's like super secret, and not many people know about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other Nintendo predictions?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay.
I have a feeling the Star Fox Grand Prix is going to be real.
Oh yeah, no, I'm already considering that to be real. After all of the leaks that were coming out and being true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm almost certain.
I think we're going to get some more Amiibo, obviously. I don't know
No
who,
question.
but for sure. And I have a feeling Nintendo's going to bring back like some sort of Wii Fit or like something to like broaden their scope.
Well, considering they've been talking about doing like lifestyle products for a while, I
Yeah.
think you're right. I think there's going to be something that's going to either be standalone or have compatibility with the Switch or both.
And maybe we won't see it at E3 because it's geared to more gamers, but because I doubt we'll see like Labo 3, the Variety Kit 2 at
Yeah,
E3.
it'll be a little while before we see more about that.
Yeah.
I wonder though, are we going to see more detail about Metroid 4 or the next Yoshi game? I would say the next Yoshi game more likely than the Metroid.
Oh yeah, the next Yoshi game I have a feeling is going to be like a summer launch title.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling we're going to skip Metroid.
No, I'm on the complete opposite side of that. They announced it. They're going to show something this year. They have to.
Paul, you got to remember that they announced Fire Emblem like 2 E3s ago, and they gave
Yeah.
us a logo, and then we haven't seen it since.
Yeah, but that's Fire Emblem. This isn't Metroid Prime. Like, Metroid Prime is like the beyond good and evil of Nintendo's franchises.
Yeah.
They're going to want some information. I think Nintendo knows that. And I think even if it's something like a little blip, we're going to hear something about Metroid this year at E3.
I hope so.
I would hope so, but I'm not expecting it.
Fair.
I'm
Fair.
gonna sit with Arzee's camp on this one.
All
Just
right.
I think I hope we don't because I'd love to see more.
bid on it?
No, I don't.
I know.
Even though Metroid 4 has been announced, I still don't believe it's going to happen.
Yeah, well,
I've been hurt too many times.
Yeah, that's fair. Believe it when it's in your hands.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we're gonna see a Pikmin 4 or an Animal Crossing this E3?
This E3 probably Animal Crossing, yes. Pikmin, no.
Okay. I hope.
Also the opposite, just to be contrarian.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
I'll say we either get both or we don't get both.
Last thing, because I was thinking about this and I wanted to say yes, but now I'm kind of opting towards no. Us hearing about the 2019 core Pokemon game. Do you think it's going to happen this year? Or do you think it's going to be a self-inflicted wound in the sense that like it's going to remove the hype away from Let's Go?
No, we won't see it.
Nothing about it? They're not going to...
But you're getting to my next prediction. My next prediction is I think the rumors of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee will be true. And now we're going to be taking a break. We'll see you soon.
What rumors are left?
There are no rumors. He's just being a jackass. By this point, it's been officially announced, so don't listen to him. He's an idiot.
I was going to reveal it after the break. Whatever, just roll to the break. And we are back. Hello and welcome to the second half of Game & Watch It. This just in, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee are real. I didn't know that before the break.
It just got
announced. Game & Watch It exclusive.
You heard it from here first, after everywhere else.
Then it came out like 4 days ago.
Yeah. Anyways, we had a whole bunch of Pokemon news to talk about. We have basically 3 game announcements.
Yes.
And a look back on the demo of Pokemon Gold and Silver from like a Space World 2007 Expo or something.
1997.
Sure.
In the distant future, the year 1997.
20XX. Okay, so we all saw the leaks of that. What do you guys think? We saw some Pokemon that got canned, but are super cool and cute.
So, okay, I wanna preface this with the fact that I was expecting this to be the core game, the next core game, and then they came out and said, no, we have one coming in 2019.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Pokemon leak.
Oh, the demo leak?
Let's start with that. Let's go with that first.
I love a lot of the designs.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh God, they're so nice.
My personal favorite is the baby Paris. I have a soft spot for Paris.
Really?
Yeah.
It's cute. But I think two of the ones I really liked, and I wish they would have kept the original designs, was Politoed, which I can't remember what they called it back then, but it had another name. Mm-hmm. So Politoed is one, and the Kingdra equivalent.
Yeah,
is
the
way
Kingdra is
nicer.
cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see Kingdra.
No?
Yeah. No.
It's a lot more dragon-like.
Yeah.
They're actually mixing like Kingdra into like a dragon face type Pokemon with like actual arms. And whatnot,
nice.
But it's still a water dragon Pokemon.
Okay,
it's
cool.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kingdra, I love the baby Doduo.
Oh yeah.
It's so ugly. I love it.
It looks like a really weird conjoined twin at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And of course, like I love the Bug Scyther or the Bug Scizor.
Yes.
Is so fucking
So that's
cool.
Scyther's evolution?
Yes.
And then Sizer replaced it?
Yes.
I see.
They had one for Pinsir, which was really weird looking.
Horrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Horrible.
It's like they took whatever made Pinsir good and then mixed it with like the mask from Mario 2.
Yeah, it's just creepy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised they scrapped it.
Yeah.
I'm loving the Pokemon subreddit. It's like they're doing all like the fan art of all the Pokemon
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
So it's nice to. And you even sent one of it was done in the same art style as
Sugimori.
Yeah.
Yeah, which actually I'm gonna try and get that on the screen so while you guys are watching it, you'll be able to look at the art at the same time.
Yeah.
This guy took all of the sprite work and just turned it into like Sugimori's very watercolor type style. It is incredibly nice.
Yeah, now that we're talking about that, let's get into Let's Go. Because
Yes.
I feel like the art style of Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee is very like similar to the what's his name?
Sugimori?
Sugimori, yeah.
It is. Yeah, I could see that.
I find like the main characters, I don't know, just even like they released artwork with it and they kind of like went back to that style with like a lot of white.
It is and it's not. Sugimori is very notorious for using a lot of rough, like very jagged lines, especially for eyes and whatnot.
Okay.
Not as bad as like Akira Toriyama or whatever, but
Yeah.
something more along those lines. I think you're right that it's a lot more reminiscent of his style.
Totally.
But they melded that in with like the current style of the
The sort of semi-chibi thing they've got going on with Pokemon these days.
yeah, well, and not even because I mean Sun and Moon actually made them a little more anatomically correct
Yeah.
in the sense of
I
just their
thought Sun
body
and Moon
shape.
they were more chibi, and then for no X and Y they went
Yes.
chibi, and then Sun and Moon they went more realistic.
Yes.
And now for Pokemon Let's Go they kind of like married the two concepts.
Yeah, where like the bodies are normal, but like their heads are gigantic.
Yeah.
It's like playing with like Donkey Kong mode on like GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, so Pokemon Let's Go just got announced, and what do you guys think? I know it was leaked. We were talking about the leaks last episode, and they turned out to be spot on.
Well, it was a bit of a roller coaster because the game got announced. Everybody thought this was going to be the new mainline Pokemon game, and then the actual announcement came on in like the middle of the night.
Yes.
For that Japanese conference. And so many people went on that roller coaster ride thinking like, oh, cool, the new mainline Pokemon's coming out. what's with this Pokemon Go stuff? What happened to wild battles? Is
Yeah.
everything being dumbed down? What happened to all these things? Everybody starts freaking out, and then there was sort of like the end notes. By the way, this is a mainline Pokemon game, but this is not the hardcore main franchise, and that game is coming out in 2019.
Exactly.
And a lot of people thought this meant that that Pikachu and Eevee were coming out in 2019. Like, it was a bit of a like. The message was definitely mixed initially.
Yeah, a lot of people were expecting, and I know I mentioned this on prior podcasts, but a lot of people were expecting at least one new evolution with this game, which is most likely not going to happen because it doesn't look like they're announcing any new Pokemon at all with this one.
Yeah.
Well, no, at the end of the trailer, they kind of said like a new Pokemon awaits.
It'll probably be like a new mythical or whatever it is you call like the tier of like your Mews and your Celebes and so on.
Exactly, your secret, secret legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I think something will come. I mean, they've done it in the past where, like the, what's his name? Volcarion or whatever.
Yeah.
Was like, they had the assets in X and Y, but he didn't come out until Sun and Moon or
Yeah.
something like that. So I have a feeling we are going to see something along those lines, but any like just normal, wild, catchable Pokemon, I don't think we're going to see it all. But I do have a prediction for this game, though. And I think this would probably be the smartest way to do it, is that turn Pokemon Let's Go into a legacy game.
Well, they already announced that. I don't know how like mistranslated this is, but they kind of hinted that we're gonna get the core games, and you know how like every Pokemon they always kind of have a remake of an older game. Of
course,
those remakes are gonna be like the Let's Go series. So I have a feeling after this we're gonna get a Johto, a Gold and Silver remake in the same style as Pokemon Let's Go.
See, I have a feeling they'd be better off suited for doing like paid DLC for something like that. Have it so that the world could be overarching in a sense. And if it's really going to be like Pokemon Go, which has done that in the sense of, okay, we're going to release these Pokemon as time goes on, I think that would be a lot smarter for them.
I think they could make a lot more money if they release a game every year.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, you're probably right on the money with that, but I think just the way that Pokemon Go is set up, being able to transfer those Pokemon over a period of time to the same game, same file, maybe start a new adventure but within the same character, might not be a bad idea.
I'm not sure, but if that is true about the whole Johto thing, what Pokemon do you think will be featured in the next Let's Go games?
Ooh,
because that's
well,
tough.
what to be like the partner Pokemon?
Yeah,
and that's why it more leads me to believe that either a DLC or like a secondary edition, like a Pokemon Eevee and Pikachu 2 or Plus or Ultra version.
Yes,
like I could see them. They're already doing that for the core system of games. I could see them doing like an upgraded version.
Yeah,
because realistically, Pokemon games don't come out that often, and now that they got two mainline franchises, I don't think we're going to be seeing like two full generations within a same console. Like we'll already be moved on to the Switch 2 or the Switch Plus by the time that we get the next
Let's Go.
Gen 9?
Yeah, what we'd see like either Gen 9 or whatever the second gen of the Let's Go sort of vein might be. And so that's why I kind of feel like Pikachu is such the flagship Pokemon. And if they do Johto, like what are they going to do, like Meryl?
Yeah, I don't know.
Potentially, no, that's the only one that really kind of fits into the archetype.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they can't get rid of Pikachu. I think it will be like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go to Johto with Pikachu or something like that.
That's why I'm saying I think the expansion for DLC would probably be a better thing for the game.
It would be easier on my wallet, so I wish that was right.
Not necessarily. I mean, it could still be like a $30, $40 expansion. I know it wouldn't be a fully priced like $70 game, but I have a feeling they're going to charge a substantial amount because they're really just releasing an expansion that's adding a new game into the mix.
Like a new region, yeah.
Exactly. Now, the only downside that I can think of with that is the fact that your Pokemon may be over-leveled at that point, so there may be a scaling system involved.
That's
and who knows,
most likely what they'll do is that Johto is like the next thing you go to once you've beat everything there. And what I could see is for the following generation, whatever those games are going to be linked, they'll either be linked to Gen 8 or Gen 9. So when we see this new generation of like the hardcore traditional games come out, you'll sort of see there be more friendly mascots maybe brought into it to make it clear like what the next successor is going to be for the Pikachu and Eevee line. But then Pikachu is the face of Pokemon and forever will be. I don't see that ever getting unseated.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. And on top of that, I mean, the connection with Pokemon Go is already starting to show its face.
Yeah.
In Pokemon Go, I think it was sometime this week or last week, they announced and released that Alolan Exeggutor.
Oh, I already caught them.
Yeah, see? So I mean, we already know that the Alolan versions are going to be in Pokemon Let's Go.
Correct.
So they are slowly going to release those specific ones. So whether it's the Raichu, Geodude, Sandshrew, Vulpix, whatever lines. They're going to be out in both series of the game, and they're going to come out first with Pokemon Go before Pokemon Let's Go comes out, so that when it does happen,
I think it's
they're
going to
all
happen
available.
immediately. I think like we'll see gym leaders who had Ninetales, and they'll have like the Alolan version of Ninetales.
Oh,
Like,
no
we're going to
question.
see it immediately. In
And the
that
other thing
game.
too is in Pokemon Go, we already have later generation Pokemon in there.
Yes.
So if you're going to make a game that's meant to play with Pokemon Go, it only makes sense that there's going to be ways to synchronize everything that's going on in there.
See, that's why I was saying with the whole expansion
Yeah,
aspect.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because we're up to Hoenn right now. After this Alolan phase for the older Kanto region comes out and kind of just goes on for a little bit of time, Sinnoh's going to be the next one up. And those are going to have to keep pushing through. So as I was saying before, I think this would be best suited as a legacy game. Have it going for the whole span of the Switch, and don't come out with another one until we get a full next-gen console from Nintendo.
I can't see that happening.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying what's going to happen.
Pokemon's never done that before. They've always released a new game, and it's always been
I
full
could
priced.
see them doing the expansion pack style, but then release like a Game of the Year edition or
Okay.
a Pokemon Go, like Let's Go Travel the World edition that includes all the expansions, plus like a couple token extra things just to force you to rebuy it, even if you have all the.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
Even if you have all the shit already.
Let's dive into the mechanics of this game.
Yes.
Because, as we all know, wild battles are no more.
Yes, they're not battles. They're Pokemon Go style catching Pokemon with
And like
Pokeballs
Chrono
type
Trigger
things.
and a lot of RPGs that do random battles are non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's issues to tackle in this vein, right? Because in Pokemon, there's realistically only one way to make money, and it's battling trainers,
Yes.
right? So with that in mind, if you're going to have to implement a system where you are going to be using more Pokeballs to try to catch these things, you're going to need to have a consistent rollout of money coming to the characters or a consistent rollout of Pokeballs coming to the character, maybe in the sense of like a Pokestop type system.
Yeah.
So how will they tackle that, right?
Well, we saw Pokemarts are back now. So
They
the
are.
Pokemart and the Pokemon centers are separate, just like they were in Yellow.
Okay.
And yeah, so you'd buy Pokeballs from the mart. I don't think
It's an issue of like, what if you run out of Pokeballs and you have nobody left to battle?
I'm sure they'll be everywhere. I'm sure you could find Pokeballs remember like how you catch Pokeballs and you get an item?
Yeah.
If you find a Pokeball on a floor.
And the other thing too is I don't think the incorporation of your own Pokemon in the catching thing is entirely gone, because when you see the 4 options, one of them is help.
Yes.
And my presumption is that's using some kind of ability of the Pokemon you have on you to make the catching easier.
So they would almost work like the berries in Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense, and maybe the abilities of the Pokemon would come into play in that aspect. That's that would be very smart.
Because otherwise, like, how are you going to make a legendary difficult? You just have to keep flicking it for 14 hours until, like...
it's exactly. Like, how are you going to catch a legendary? We already know Mewtwo's in the game.
Yeah.
We've shown it off.
Maybe like legendaries will be Pokemon battles. Like there'll be bosses where you have to attack them, and then if you beat them, then you have a chance to.
Yeah, there's still so
catch
much
them.
we don't know about the battling conditions. We've just done a lot of speculating based on what we've seen so
Well,
far.
no, Game Explain did like a 30-minute analysis.
They did. I watched it.
I watched it too. I'm like, I have to watch this. So we learned a lot in that analysis, and yeah, I just want to like go on about like how everyone's upset that this isn't a core game, and how like Pokemon Company said, "Don't worry, we're gonna go back to the hardcore aspects of Pokemon and have wild random encounters." And I honestly, once we have Pokemon on the map and we could just choose which ones we want, I feel like I can't go back. I feel like we'd be taking a step back if we go to these new games with wild encounters.
Yeah,
and I
see
like
where
the
you're coming
like
from.
the idea of not always battling Pokemon when you see them. So it's like whenever you battle, you actually have to like it's just more eventful.
Well,
Do
when
you
you
know what I
think
mean?
when you think about like the whole like the Pokemon RPG system as it exists
Yeah.
has evolved over the last 20 some years, but it's still really antiquated and develops bases a lot of its time on grinding, which is, I would say, grinding is the kind of thing that should not exist in modern gaming
You
anymore.
know what?
Like, it just artificially increases game time.
Well, this is the thing. Pokemon, a lot of people do grind, and there's freedom to grind because of the wild battle system as it stands. But I've noticed in a lot of Pokemon games, even when I replayed Crystal, the Game Boy version, even at that point, if you battle every trainer that's available to you within those areas, you will be strong enough.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Yeah. So Pokemon has ever truly been a grind-heavy franchise for the sake of beating the game. It's more been the fan base that's been pushing that point home instead of the games with the way that they develop, or sorry, the developers and how they develop the game.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, let's say going through a cave stage with the 50 million Zubats. Has that not always been an exercise in tedium that really doesn't bring much to anything else?
Yes.
Especially in like a designed puzzle stage that every 6 squares you're going to run in and fight the same stupid low XP time-wasting Pokemon.
Which was solved by repels. And I have a feeling those are going to play a piece to this as well, where maybe instead, because I don't know if we mentioned this yet or not, but every Pokemon in the wild is on screen, much like in the Tails series or Ni no Kuni or something like that.
Or Chrono Trigger.
Exactly, right? So with that in mind, having a repel may just make the Pokemon avoid you instead. And I think that would be a really cool system to have. Again, there's solutions that Pokemon has implemented for all of the problems that a lot of people have with any one of the games outside of maybe the Miltank and the gym battle in fucking Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
Beyond that, there's been systems involved, and it's more of like a joke with the, okay, yeah, here comes another Zubat in the cave. But like, you can avoid that if you really want to.
What I'm just saying is, in time back to Rusty's point, is that I think Pokemon is due for like a serious overhaul as opposed to these sort of Frankenstein slowly stapled on additions in terms of systems to the game. The problem is that like you have a 20-year-old engine that you've built all this stuff on top of. But now there are fans that have been around for 20 years, and there's expectations that certain things remain, and there's the competitive scene or whatever.
Of course.
And I think what Nintendo's done is splitting these systems into two, one being the drastic overhaul, and then one presumably being still staying core to the system as it's progressed over the years.
Yes.
It's the most sensible thing to do, and the people that are crying foul because Nintendo's doing this are just like, your game's coming out in another year.
Yeah,
like, I don't understand the need for the salt, other than for maybe you were super hyped up because you thought this was going to be the hardcore game. But then there's so many people whinging that we're going back to Gen 1 again anyways, and it's just kind of...
I love going back to Gen 1. I can't wait to
Well,
go
that's
back
because
to
we are
Gen
Gen 1ers, though.
Yeah, but I find even like people like who aren't Gen 1ers are like... look up to us and they're like, oh, we like Kanto too. It's like it's the original, it's the OG.
It is, and okay, to the point of people being salty about this, I don't get it either because I was salty until I realized there was a core game coming out.
And that's the problem that I have.
Yeah,
I feel like this Let's Go game is actually moving the series into the right direction, in my opinion. And now that they had to like do this disclaimer, like, oh no, we're gonna get that too. It's like, why would you? Like, I don't know. They're just scared of like moving the system forward.
Well, people enjoy the random battle system, the tall grass, the searching for Pokemon, trying to do whatever. I haven't gotten that heavy into it. The only true EV training that I've done is in X and Y with the power training. But beyond that, like, people will go out and battle and make sure that they can like find or breed to find the perfect IV'd Pokemon, and then EV train the crap out of that thing in like certain areas that they've deemed worthy enough for EV training.
But what percentage of the player base is that really? Like, if we're spending time on the subreddit, you're going to see an asymmetrically large amount of the hardcore fans versus your what I would consider like your average Pokemon. Even just enthusiasts versus...
that's the reason they've split. They're making everybody happy in that sense. And I'm actually happy about that because I want to play both of these. I'm happy with both of these existing or coexisting. And to me, it's no foul. There shouldn't be because I'm going to get whatever I want in my core game, which I'm assuming will stay very similar to its general core. Right, and obviously tack on a few things here and there, but again, just staying within the area that they've done and rebalance and whatever. And then on top of that, I'm getting that much needed change, that breath of fresh air from the franchise outside of the Pokemon Ranger games or the Mystery Dungeon, which in my opinion, both of them weren't anywhere near as good.
Yeah, those are spin-offs. Those don't count.
That's it. Well, this technically kind of is a spin-off.
No, this is a core game.
It is and it's not, but that's what I'm saying. It's a breath of fresh air, but keeping it just reined in enough to feel like it belongs in the Pokemon world, as a real game in the Pokemon franchise. Yeah. It's why I like this move so much.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm excited for both.
Yeah.
I have a feeling though when we start seeing sales numbers.
Yes.
And once let's say Pikachu and Eevee Edition like outsell like the new Gen 8.
Yeah.
It's like Nintendo's gonna start noticing that and maybe phase one out for better or for worse.
Or at least have less support and less updates for it.
Yeah, of course. And you'll never know what's going to happen. Who knows who's going to, split off into what franchise. I think a lot of people, especially at the beginning now, are going to jump into both. I think they may see a bigger increase in sales on the Let's Go side.
For
Because they're going to get
Oh, yeah.
everybody from the core side, as well as a lot of people from the Pokemon Go generation merging into one. But I hope they don't base it off of the first year of sales and start pushing more effort into the Let's Go, because that core game matters to me just as much.
Yeah.
And if they start pulling back on that, then I'm going to start getting salty.
Yeah, time will tell.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have a difficulty because I back to sort of my Frankenstein argument with the Pokemon games.
Yep.
There's been so many mechanics all layered on top of each other that I almost feel like in order to make the games accessible, they've also gotten really, really easy.
Yes.
And it's getting to the point where it's almost for a completely new player, unless you're just stumbling through it. They're just so I don't know. I feel like there's so much that they've introduced, and the way that Pokemon builds on it so that you can't go back.
Yeah.
And eventually it's going to reach the point where, I don't know, is the hardcore Pokemon franchise just going to hit a wall eventually where it just falls under its own bloat and it needs to have, a proper reboot, or just stops being supported?
We'll see what happens. I hope it doesn't stop getting supported. I think there is going to be a reimagining, hopefully coming soon, for everything.
Yep.
And you never know what's going to happen. I mean, with the way that Nintendo's been going over the past little while with Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild and everything else that's going to be coming out over the next little bit, they're in an era of rebooting. I have a feeling the core series is going to try to, throw it on its head a little bit, but not stray away from the core values. And I would be happy with that, as long as they don't, again, take away from the core values.
Yeah. I guess well, remains to be seen.
Yeah.
What do you guys
agree.
think about that Pokeball controller?
I'm okay with it.
I think it's cute.
It's cute. I just have a feeling it's going to be like $60.
Exactly.
I don't want to spend $60 on that thing.
It is. I think it is.
It's
It
it's
will
like
be,
$60. No, okay, I'm not buying it then. It's awesome and I love it, but it's the same reason I didn't get Pokemon Go Plus.
Oh,
It's
Pokemon
just-
Go Plus is the best.
Don't get me wrong. I think it was a great peripheral. I also think it was way too expensive for what it was worth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What about the Zed Crystal watch?
Oh God, whatever. That was still $20, but whatever it is. Or was it $20?
I think it was like 30
40
or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, $30, $25 American. That's
I did
fair,
use that.
at
It was
least.
fun. It was like vibe. It was like having a rumble pack on your wrist for a Pokemon game.
Yeah?
It was kind of cool.
Oh, fair enough. I like it.
Yeah,
It's cute.
I guess.
Meh. I hope they get rid of Zed moves in the next hardcore game.
Oh, they will.
They slow down the gameplay so much.
No, it's them trying to again breathe new life into the franchise that they don't need to breathe new life into. Mega Evolutions were cool, but I'm glad they didn't stick around because
I think they're gonna be back
You think so?
for sure for this game. I think we might get some new Mega Evolutions.
I think that has more to it than the Zed crystals do.
Oh, it does for sure. My issue is that there's a lot of Pokemon that need proper evolutions, and instead they're going to get Mega Evolutions, which to me is pointless, because if you want somebody like that on your team, why not just give us the evolution and maybe scale back on the stat increase?
Yeah.
Right? Because I understand why they limited it to one Pokemon in your party, but at the end of the day, Pokemon isn't about the meta for a solid majority of it. A lot of people will argue against me on that, but to me, it's monster collecting. I want people I like on my team, and that's just
so
the way
true,
it is.
yeah. And that's kind of
right?
why I like having a Pikachu and an Eevee on your team, is because they're so cute and they can't evolve. So it's you're forced to have that
I'm surprised you're saying that, Paulie, because you just said before that you want to keep all those hardcore things in the game. So if at the end it is just you want to have the team you like, then what's the point?
He wants his cake.
No, but this is the thing. The core values of Pokemon was never EV training or the meta.
Yeah.
Right? That the core values of the game were monster collecting.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, customization of your team, the ability to battle wild Pokemon, battle trainers. I would even love for them to throw in a true system of rebattling trainers, or maybe cycling areas that, might be procedurally generated in a sense, but having just random trainers show up in different areas and having them scale with your Pokemon and what level they are to keep it challenging.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, right? But that stays within the core values of the game. From Nintendo's perspective, not from the fans. You know what I mean? That's more where I was coming from.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the style of the game, and particularly the animations of the battles.
Yes.
And the Pokemon, like Magikarp, when he uses Splash, he like goes out of the fucking atmosphere into space and then comes slamming down, and like Snorlax's big what's it called? What's
the body slam?
No, he used like this big. I think
Hyper Beam.
No, it wasn't. Dragonite used Hyper Beam in that trailer, but Snorlax used like Explosion or Self Destruct or something like that.
I don't think he has that, does he?
I don't think so. But
Either way, something like a big bomb came out of him, and like the animation battles look so freaking cool, and it's something you would expect from a hardcore Gen 8 game.
Well, I mean, it looks like they got a lot of the visual aspects of it from the newest gen of 3DS games. Your X and Ys and your Sun and Moons. The battles look very similar to that, just up-resed. And I'm cool with that because, again, that's...
So it's weird. Like, this core game, what are they going to take away? Just put the Pokemon back into random battles and then you call it a core game? Or, like... Because right now, they're so similar. They have all these beautiful battles. They got the graphics are up to par for what I would expect a Gen 8 Pokemon game to be. So, like, the only difference is the Pokemon won't be able to follow you. No more random battles and EV. So are those the only 3 changes that were made?
Yeah, it's the biggest one obviously being that you can't battle Pokemon in the wild, which honestly is a gigantic change.
And I think I'd like that. If I go back to Wild Encounters, it's taking a step back for me.
It is, but it's also limiting the amount of experience you can get within the game unless they leave it so that, you know, in Pokemon X and Y and Sun and Moon, you gained experience from catching Pokemon. That may come into effect here, but then that's also going to give you a huge, you know, influx of catching useless Pokemon for yourself and potentially releasing them for the sake of getting XP.
Well, I wonder if that's how the XP system may work, just like in Pokemon Go. Like, that's the only way is to just catch more Pokemon. Or conversely, they just increase the amount of experience you get when you're actually battling them, or have like repeatable battles or something like that.
I have a feeling there's a lot of problems that they need to tackle to make this a fun game, and it's either going to be that you're going to have to catch a fuck ton of Pokemon, and that's just the way it's got to be, or they scale the trainer battles in such a way that it will give you more than enough experience to progress through the game. And maybe there won't be enough of a challenge, but I would still rather have that.
May I ask you, though, in terms of grinding, what would be the difference between just recatching Pokemon or knocking out Pokemon in one hit over and over again? Because really, it's just the mechanic you're used to or a different mechanic. It's probably the same amount of time and the same amount of effort.
Yeah, but it's them filling up your box, too. It becomes tedious at that point because then you got to go in, okay, I'm going to release this guy and this guy.
Yeah, but everybody's become accustomed to that kind of mechanic versus, you know, wasting potions, going back and forth to the Pokemon Center because when you start running out of PP for your best moves, you know what I mean? Like it's just one kind of grind versus another.
I hear you.
Yeah, and again, I think those are the areas they can tackle in the core games.
And even like catching Pokemon, it's okay. I got one guy that has false swipe. Or like a sleep thing, and then like catching Pokemon is pretty mechanical.
It is
if you have the right move set, because moves and certain mechanics they've introduced have really simplified the catching.
Most Pokemon, it's crazy, but most Pokemon at the end of the game, you can just throw an Ultra Ball and it's caught, or a Quick Ball and it's caught. So I see where you're coming from with that, but it's the ability to battle it and not have to worry about it going into your box afterwards. I think that's the area where it's going to get
maybe they'll give the option of whether keep or just automatically turn it into XP or whatever.
Okay, it could be like a catch and release system.
Yeah.
Okay, I would actually enjoy that.
Yeah. And it would be like just a slightly different mechanic that has the same net result afterwards.
It could be even a transfer system, much like Pokemon Go, where it comes in and it'll give you the option as soon as you see it to be like, okay, I'm going to transfer.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
I'm
that
curious.
makes sense. Okay, fair enough.
We'll see.
I like it.
I also like that every Pokemon there's so you could have obviously Eevee or Pikachu be on your body, but then you could also have a Pokemon follow you, and if it's big enough, you could ride it, and that goes for all 150 Pokemon.
That is awesome. Like, let's just we've gotten really into the mechanics and didn't really get into let's bring ourselves back 20 years and the fanboy hype we would have as kids seeing this game, like the multiplayer aspect. It's finally Pokemon on a mainline console.
Yeah.
The fact that you could have that interaction with Pokemon, and it's not just your Eevee because frankly, if I'm going to pick the Eevee version, I'm not going to be able to handle not evolving my my Eevee at a certain point in time.
Which the game may not let you.
Well,
It doesn't.
You were able to. You were able to. You were able to evolve
Your
a Pikachu
no.
in yellow.
No, you weren't able to. It wouldn't let
You had to. I think you had to trade.
You
him,
had to, no,
actually.
you can't trade that Pikachu.
Can't you?
No. That Pikachu couldn't evolve, but you could catch another Pikachu and turn that
okay.
into Raichu. They already said you can't evolve your Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah, it just seemed like it would have been too much of a
Breed
mess for them
them.
to,
Breed the
Oh, and
Eevees.
there's no breeding in this game.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, the big piece of that is just Eevee's always like riding on your head. So like, where's Jolteon gonna go? Let's say or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll ride on the Jolteon and it will be pointy.
Yeah, but no, we got to see you ride on Onyx, Charizard.
Yep.
But like Nidoqueen and Nidoking, they follow you. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't know if there's like a certain like height limit or
Well,
size limit.
Nidoking's like only like 4 feet tall. Like you
Okay.
wouldn't be able to ride that thing anyways.
Huh. Weird.
It'd still be
Yeah,
pretty
there's a
cool.
lot of Pokemon with weird sizes that don't really make sense or just very inconsistent.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited to go back to Kanto.
So am I. I'm down for it. I want to see more information as time progresses. We're going to be getting this game. I can only assume Christmas time, November,
Yeah.
October,
November
holiday
6th.
season.
Yeah,
November
November
16th.
16th.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a release date.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get more information soon to direct.
Oh, and the characters emote this time. They actually have emotion.
I was gonna say
Instead
something.
of
I
just
completely
like,
forgot
instead
about
of just
that.
like, there are these space aliens coming that are going to destroy our entire reality.
I'm okay with this.
And
Does this look like the face of mercy?
And that's another thing that I don't like about the core series. Is there's like so epic and there's like space time traveling and all this weird shit.
Yeah.
Just take it back like the Earthbound days of just like a simple adventure of a kid going on like this simple adventure with like a bunch of gangsters and stuff. It's like
Clearly, you're forgetting about all the space aliens.
I was
that are
gonna
in
say
Earthbound.
Earthbound. Was
oh yeah, my
very,
bad.
like-
Sorry. Did I say Earthbound in my Pokemon Yellow? No, I meant Earthbound. But no, you reminded me. And
yeah,
that's right.
Earthbound got very weird, especially closer to the end game.
But it's still like retain that like South Park childhood,
yeah.
like just like that.
What you mean
feeling.
that somebody's not going to get like a local 10-year-old to solve an existential crisis of the entire like reality of the planet?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just takes it back to the roots of just being a kid and just like, I don't know. It's
Being
a
a
lot
kid
more
and
humble
training.
and yeah.
The stakes are too damn high.
Yeah, they
too
are.
damn high.
Yes.
So you guys are getting the Eevee edition, I'm assuming?
Yes. Still.
Even knowing that Eevee won't evolve?
Yes.
I'm waffling now.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm waffling.
No, I like Eevee better than Pikachu. Anyways, I loved Eevee, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Pikachu
Just like
edition.
normal types. I don't know. I'm prejudiced to normal types.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, and I'm excited to see what Brock looks like and Misty looks like, or is this like? Because I think they also said that this game is not going to take place in the same timeline as Sun and Moon, so we won't see Lily, we won't see How,
Thank God.
and stuff like that.
Huh. Okay.
But like, is this like Kanto like 10 years later, like they did with Gold and Silver, or is it like just like a reimagining of Kanto? Like, I want to see Misty and Brock. I don't want to see different gym leaders.
I agree. I want to see, or you know what? I'd be okay with like even the setup that they had for Gold and Silver, because what's his name?
Lieutenant Sarge?
No,
With
Koga.
Koga being in the lead four.
Yes, exactly. Or
Oh,
like
yeah,
something like
so-
that. So I'm okay with that. I want to see like, little pieces for nostalgia purposes of like, oh, maybe Misty made it to the Elite Four or something like that, and you won't see her, and like
Yeah.
somebody else is going to be in that gym.
It'd be cool if we saw her sisters and it was like the three sisters from the anime.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
My presumption is it's going to be running the same timeline as like Red and Blue. Like I don't think it'll be an advanced timeline.
Because we saw Blue and Red in Pokemon Sun and Moon as older, so you never know.
And then also in the leaks that we were talking about last week, they said that Red and Blue will play a part in this game.
Oh, really? Okay, so maybe it will
But that
be
was
taking
part
place
of
later.
it's still a rumor because it's not confirmed.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, either way, I know there's definitely more information coming on this game. I can't wait to actually hear something official. I want a full direct on this thing. I want to hear everything about it.
Do you think we'll see it at E3 in the direct?
I don't think so, honestly.
Because that trailer would have been nice for the direct. It was such a good trailer.
It was a
Yeah.
good trailer, but that's the thing. It was robust enough for a teaser that, like, I don't think we're going to need to see it at E3 right now. I think we're going to get a direct maybe closer to, like, August.
Or maybe we'll get a proper just rehash of that same trailer. Like I'm sure, like there's of course there's gonna be some mention of it in E3, but is there gonna be anything more than we've already seen? I don't know.
Yeah, this is the thing. I don't even think they're going to mention it in the E3 Direct.
I don't think
it's
so
just
either.
wasted time.
Yeah, but it's weird because Nintendo of America hasn't acknowledged this yet. They haven't
That's
put
why
this,
I feel like they have to do something.
They haven't put it on Twitter. They haven't put that trailer on their YouTube channel.
Maybe they are.
They haven't acknowledged it at all. So I'm leaning to, I don't know. We'll see, I guess, next Tuesday.
And I'm sure they'll
Yeah.
do some kind of stupid Nintendo of America spin on things.
Yeah.
The main character is going to be Reggie.
Yeah. No, they're just going to make angry eyes for all the characters.
Oh, the ham-fisted bastard.
Yeah. So before we leave you, we have one more game announcement.
What?
Pokemon Quest.
Oh, yeah, what is that? I never actually properly looked into it.
I don't know. It's like some mobile game. And like they all look like Minecraft characters.
Well, you think it's got like a Minecraft building system. I know so little about it, and frankly, I just saw the picture of the map, and then I didn't look at any. I didn't investigate it further at all.
Oh my god! I remember when you sent the link for the
trailer.
The trailer, I clicked on. I'm like, no, this is not what the new Pokemon game's gonna look like. I kind of lost it a bit.
Yeah.
But then I saw what we.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't give a shit. You heard it here first.
Basically. And that is our episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. Polly, where can they find us?
Of course, you can find us on YouTube. That's the only area we're going to be posting our video stuff. Hello.
That's where we are.
Hi.
If you do want to listen to us on the go or just in audio format, we are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Podbay.
Yep.
So you can find us all there. I will say on YouTube, there is going to be some stuff coming soon. So be looking forward to that. There's some plans in the works.
Damn right.
And yeah, beyond that, I mean, we have Instagram and Facebook, but we're barely using them now, so don't bother.
Yeah. And be sure to join us in 2 weeks because we're going to have an E3 blowout. There's going to be so many new games and announcements. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, this may even happen midweek if it's big enough. So we don't know,
that's
but
true,
we'll find out.
Go for it.
Oh, what? Am I supposed to do something?
You are?
Oh, scene.